Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Steven Russo.
I'm Anthony Gonzalez.
Let's fucking get it. Alright, guys, so I just put out an Instagram post, a Twitter post, and a TikTok post for the first time in forever. And I promoted that this episode was episode 71. It's not. I failed to upload the podcast from last week, so the promo that's up on Twitter and Instagram right now, it's actually for episode 72. And today we're going over UFC 321. So, that's what we're going to be talking about today, but before we get to that, Anthony,
Yes.
I shot a 70 at golf today.
You did.
A 70 over 9, guys. I am so bad at golf.
But I mean, you also hit your furthest drive.
But I did hit my furthest drive ever today. On the 9th hole. The final hole. I hit it. I banged that shit like 250 yards. Shit was wild. I know people are like crazy good at drives and go 300, 400, but guess what, guys? I'm not fucking Bryson DeChambeau, alright? I'm not flying that shit over a pond. Alright, just so I can hit the green.
You gotta believe in yourself more.
Maybe I will. In a couple of years when I'm better at golf.
Here's a great tagline that y'all can use too. I heard it from a good friend.
Mhm.
It's progress over perfection.
Exactly. I always hated the phrase "practice makes perfect" because nothing's perfect. The only thing perfect in this world is Jesus Christ, and that's it. So, but all that aside, guys, we got a pretty big event coming up this weekend, and with a lot of stakes, a lot of fun, and it is an earlier start time. So UFC 321 is going down from the Etihad Arena on Fight Island in the United Arab Emirates in the city of Dubai. Not Dubai, Abu Dhabi. So,
UAE.
we're in the UAE, guys. And, of course, like usual, we're going to go down the card from top to bottom. Then we're going to review every fight that we see as perfect. Well, not perfect, but pertaining to interest. We're going to go over that from bottom to top. So, that being said, we told you guys every single podcast, every single pay-per-view, we're going to have a podcast. So, we're sticking true to it right now. Even if it's going to be irrelevant in 15 hours time.
Yeah.
It's going to be irrelevant in 15 hours time. This is a special start time.
Yeah, actually, that's gonna mean that you guys get 2 podcasts uploaded
In 1 week. Mm-hmm.
in a day.
Yeah. And,
we are on top of our game.
Hell yeah, guys. We're totally doing great, guys. Sorry, y'all. College gets in the way, and I'm the one that has all the film and all that, so I don't upload stuff sometimes, okay? It happens. I'm busy getting a damn degree right now. So, I don't get much downtime. So, and, I always try to take time to do a podcast, but sometimes don't always work out every week, But, regardless, though, let's talk about some mixed martial arts. Also, our last episode fucking aged like milk. I was saying that Pereira would lose his belt.
But we were also saying we wanted him
to
retain.
Yeah, we did say we wanted him to retain, but we both predicted that Nurmagomedov would win.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch hit us up, frontrowaccess15 at gmail.com. I just got the Instagram account back, so if you want to shoot us a DM at front.row.access, you can too.
We definitely just butchered that. We felt Pereira wouldn't be able to beat, and that Ankalaev would retain.
Yep, that's exactly what we thought.
Those were the words we meant to say in that order.
Yes, sir. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a long day,
you
guys.
need to pick up a better prescription.
I think I do need a better prescription. Yeah, Anthony, can I have my prescription? Thank you. Here we are. Yeah, there we go. I got my medicine, guys.
There you go.
Get that Sam Adams flannel vest. This koozie's hilarious, by the way. Look at this shit. It's like a prescription bottle that says beer on it.
Got on his 22nd birthday. That's right, 22nd birthday.
I am 22, YouTube.
Leave us alone.
Leave me alone. I'm not trying to give kids alcohol, okay? That's just not how it works. That was perfectly in sync. That was like actually beautiful. Holy shit. How's the flannel fest, Ant?
Not my favorite from the 12-pack. That's definitely the Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest and Jacko were the best ones from the Sam Adams autumn.
Are we gonna do reviews now on these?
Huh?
We could. Reviews on
We could do beer
beers
reviews
and whatnot.
I mean, we're both old enough now. Well, are you been old enough? I just became old enough.
If that is something you guys would like, send us an email.
You know, maybe we just say fuck it and make that like a mini series on like our social medias, like it's the beer reviews, on top of mixed martial arts and all of that.
I mean, then the breweries might promote us too.
That would be sweet if so. That could also maybe if we have a good relationship, we can get the breweries to play UFC fights. Now that is the vision, ladies and gentlemen. So, although I think it's mostly men that watch my podcast, which makes sense. I'm pretty masculine geared right now.
I just remembered who else is on this card too.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of people on
Yeah,
this card. We
we
got a
got
lot of
some
people on
people
this
close
card.
to home too.
We do. We'll get back into that though. Let me go top to bottom right now.
Yes, sir.
Before we go 15 minutes before I get to the goddamn point like I did last episode. So, here we go. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gahn, the main event. Tommy Aspinall, now undisputed champion of the world, is going for his second title defense against Cyril Gahn. And as it stands right now, it doesn't look close, but we'll get to that later on.
Wait, he's no longer reigning, defending
He's
interim?
not an interim champion anymore, guys. John Jones retired. Thank the Lord, passed the
3 days.
ammunition for 3 days. Yeah. Now he's trying to come back for
Don't
the
get
UFC.
your hopes too high up.
I really hope he just
For
stays
more
away.
info on that, check out our latest podcast we just updated.
Our previous
we just
episode,
uploaded.
episode 71, was all about Jones and Cormier, and you get to get all of our feelings on John Jones and how we feel about that guy. Uh-huh. Safe to say, we're not big fans.
He's an amazing prospect for the sport.
No. We're not big fans of him over here at the Front Row Access podcast. So, anyway, Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gahn, the main event. Been a pretty banger at the main event. We have a women's strawweight title on the line, vacant women's strawweight title on the line here. Verna Jandaroba and Mackenzie Dern are going to be going at it for the vacant strawweight championship. Obviously, the belt is vacated because Weili Zhang, who's been holding down the division for quite some time now, decided that she wants to try her luck at 125. And next pay-per-view, UFC 322, going down at Madison Square Garden, that will feature my fight that I've really been anticipating for quite some time now, Weili Zhang and Valentina Shevchenko. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's excellent, and it's like pound for pound number 1 and 2 going at it. So it's gonna be like the Islam and Volk of the women's division. That's what this is gonna be. So I can't wait to see that shit. But anyway, we have a women's strawweight title fight just in case Weili Zhang decides to go ahead and beat Valentina Shevchenko and stay in that division, which she just might stay in that division. You never know. Now it doesn't have to hold down this division anymore. She's already ran circles around it. So I mean, I would say fuck it. Even if she does lose, stay at 125. But we'll get back to that a little bit later. Umar Nurmagomedov and Mario Batista is on the featured fight spot of the pay-per-view card. Umar Nurmagomedov is fighting as close to home as we can possibly get here. We're in Abu Dhabi. They tend to be big fans of the Dagestani Russian people. Usually, Islam Makhachev is the guy that headlines this one, but Islam Makhachev and JDM is such a big fight that we decided to put that at Madison Square Garden instead. So, regardless though, Umar Nurmagomedov is going to be definitely coming into a very, very welcomed, a very well-received return. His last time out was back in January where he fell short, taking his first loss in the UFC, and I think overall to Merab, the Machine Dvalishvili, who just fucking defended his belt a couple weeks ago and is defending it again in December. But that's when we do fight announcements at the end.
And we are all still baffled that Nurmagomedov lost.
Yes, we are, because we have known the Nurmagomedov and all that stuff to be indestructible as of late, and the fact that fucking Merab did what he did to Umar, it wasn't even a contest. It wasn't even close.
Nope.
Like, it wasn't even close, man. Like, it was insane.
It was total domination.
Yeah, it was, like, absolutely nuts. But also, fun heavyweight bout here. We have Alexander Volkov and Jailton Almeida. Alexander Volkov's probably going to get the well-received.
I love Volkov.
Yeah, I like Volkov, too. He's such a good fighter. He got fucked over in his last fight, I would say. Yeah, it was against Cyril Gahn. So,
Hey, that guy's on the card, too.
Oh, we just said that. But, yeah, but Jailton Almeida, Alexander Volkov, I think is bound to be a fucking train wreck. So I'm, like, so down to see this.
But the fun kind you want to watch.
Mm-hmm. Not the brutal kind that kills people.
Yeah, not the brutal you want to look away from.
Yeah, no, this one's going to be a very entertaining car crash. Two top five heavyweights. Jailton Almeida is just a straight killer. Alexander Volkov is a straight savage. It's going to be such a good fight between those two. Volkov's going to be the hometown boy, though. The crowd's going to be on his side. So we're going to see how Jailton Almeida deals with that. We also have Alexander Rakic, who I'm actually a huge fan of. I think Rakic is one of the most underrated people on the fucking roster right now. He doesn't get talked about enough.
I know you're a big Rakic fan, and he just hasn't hit that spotlight for me yet. Not saying he isn't good, not saying he isn't skilled. He's just not someone that draws my eyes yet.
I mean, that's fine.
Very good, though. Very good.
He is a great fighter. He's facing Azamat Mirzakhanov, who's going to be the hometown boy in this fight. And this actually is shaping up to be a rather close fight between the two of them. But that is your main card, guys. So that is happening at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over here in the United States.
That is right. You heard correctly. That main card starts at 2.
So make sure you write that down because, unfortunately, I'm going to be working. So I'm not going to really be able to watch it live. So I'm just going to avoid social media at all costs. And that's going to be that. And a lot of people are going to be like, Steven, I usually get out of work about 2 o'clock anyway, so I could get home within 30 minutes and then be able to turn it on by the time the first fight is starting. But that's a bit chaotic, and I don't really feel like doing that. So, I'm just going to come home and just put them on at like probably 4 or 5.
I was going to say 4 or 5, somewhere around there.
4 or 5, and then we'll just go from there.
Just let me know when to get here.
So yeah, 4 or 5 should be fine. And then I'll have the final result, and then I'll just I'll have the final result. Text you later. But then we'll have the final result, and of course, you guys know we do our coverage of it. Of course, unfortunately, it's not going to be live coverage. We're going to be doing it after the fact, but you're going to be seeing our live reactions to what already happened. So it's still technically live in a way, yeah.
It's our own live reaction.
It's
just
our own
the
live
results were already decided, but we won't know about them.
Yes, and we're going to make it seem like it just happened, even though we're going to be uploading it.
Well,
right
it will
then.
have for us. I mean.
Yeah, it will have for us. So I mean, I'm avoiding social media at all costs during my work day tomorrow.
Luckily, it still stays under my radar because I've yet to search MMA. I do search like fight cards, like what number we're on and who's headlining, but I don't actually go into the stats of anyone.
That's why I get so many things popped up. I get notifications left and right. Like the minute I open my phone and even look at my notifications, I get spoiled.
I was about to say, what do you mean your phone doesn't listen to you?
I mean, phone listens to me all the time. What do you mean? There's an FBI agent right behind it. No. Oh shit! I'm about to get shot. Oh god! Look out! Oh wait, what's going on outside? What's going on outside? Oh god! What? Oh Jesus! This is not good. Oh.
Anyways, I'm your new host.
So, anyway, guys, now that funny skit is out of the way, I didn't die. Don't worry. So, anyway, moving on though to our preliminary card. Holy shit! What the fuck? 1 second, guys.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 This is why we do not touch it.
I did it all for a skit. Alright, that's fine. I can still hear myself in my left ear.
Worth it for the skit.
It was worth it for the skit. I mean, we still got our levels, so we're chilling.
Yeah.
Anyway, preliminary card, guys. Let's get it. Let's look at this. We got some pretty good prelims on here. One that I'm especially going to be paying attention to. But here we go. We have Nazarat Hakparast and Quillan Sakilid. I don't know anything about either of those guys.
I think they're both very scary people.
One's from Morocco, one's from Australia.
Pretty sure they're both very scary people.
They probably are. So that they probably are. It's a lightweight fight, and actually looks pretty damn close. I'll give you the odds when we get to that fight. Actually, you know what? I don't even think we're gonna go into that card with much depth. Anyway, I'll just tell you the odds now. Well, it's minus 115 to minus 105 for that fight.
That second one you said. When did he last fight?
Which one?
With the Sadit, was it?
The Sal kid, this guy with the mustache.
When was the last time he fought?
Last time he fought was in June against Osmaz. Whoever Osmaz is.
Yeah, that's not a callable fight then.
Oh, yeah. It's just crazy. Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we're probably not going to go over the featured prelim, guys. They're very close, though. It's worth watching. It's minus 115 to minus 105. So it's actually a pretty damn close fight. So that's something that's worth looking into. Anyway, middleweight bout. we have Ikram Aliskerov and Jungyoung Park, which is actually going to be a pretty good fight. Ikram Aliskerov's back. Ikram Aliskerov, he's quite the guy. He's coming off of a big win against Pedro Munoz earlier this year, but prior to that, he lost to Robert Whitaker. So this guy's definitely making some waves at the middleweight level, and I'm always intrigued when Ikram Aliskerov fights because he has so much potential to be such a threat, but we just haven't really seen him at that level yet.
I think if you've earned Whitaker's ire, then you know you're doing something right.
More than likely, you're doing something right. Anyway, we have Ludovic Klein and Mateusz Rebecki. I don't really know much about either of those guys, to be honest with you. We have Walter Walker. I remember him purely because of his name.
Yeah, is he the brother of Johnny?
I don't know if he's the brother or not. He might be.
I think he might be.
But I remember his name. He's going against Louis Sutherland.
Did he lose his last match by chance?
Walter Walker, no. He won against that Jakku guy. Yeah, that motherfucker. That's scary as shit. And looks like he could kill anybody in front of him except Walter Walker, apparently. So, that works. Wait a minute. I think I might be back now. I'm back now.
There we go.
Alrighty. So, next up, we have a featherweight bout between Nathaniel Wood and Jose Miguel Delgado. I actually know Jose Miguel Delgado from Dana White's Contender Series. Dude's a fucking savage. If the Mexican fighting spirit could live in one fighter, it lives in him. He is such a fucking killer. I mean, obviously, I think the precipice of Mexican fighting spirit is Brandon Moreno right now, but this guy's pretty damn close to it. Like, he's really fucking good. So I'll actually be paying attention to that one very much so, just because I like watching these Contender Series guys make it onto the main roster, because then I'm like, hey, I watched that guy once. I know of him. And trust me, a lot of good people have come from Dana White's Contender Series. I watched Jack Della Maddalena, who's the current welterweight champion and facing Islam Makhachev, when he was on Dana White's Contender Series. So, little for me there. Also, Sean O'Malley came from the Dana White's Contender Series Season 1. He's probably the most prominent one. Who else did I actually watch off of the Contender Series that is pretty big now? Shavkat Rakhmonov. I remember him on Contender Series. And look at that motherfucker now. Anyway, moving on though. We have another pretty fun heavyweight bout between Hamidi Adel Wahab. I totally butchered your name. I'm so sorry. He's Egyptian. So, I don't really know how to Abdel Wahab, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm not going to butcher it any further than I already have. I apologize. Please don't beat me up. Anyway, he's facing Chris Barnett.
Oh.
Chris Barnett's back after suffering an injury at last year's Abu Dhabi card because he decided to be a dumbass. But anyway, the guy...
Save your showboating for after the match.
You don't do your showboating when you're getting announced. Then that's how you tweak your ankle and then you lose the fight by TKO. Anyway. Always look forward to Chris Barnett, though. He's always a vibe. He's super fun. And the dude moves for a big man. It just sometimes he moves in the wrong direction. Anyway, also, this is the one that is pretty damn personal to me, guys. Because I guess, kind of know the fighter in this one.
So you're within the second degree.
I'm in the second degree of separation from him. So, Azamat Maksum, not him, Kazakhstani fighter, is going against Mitch Raposo. Mitch Raposo is I'm 2 degrees of separation from Mitch Raposo. Legit. Because the story with Mitch, was he at 302? Yeah, he was. That's right. He was the first prelim at 302.
Yep.
I remember rooting for him from the stands. But yeah, I've been watching all of Mitch's fights since he got to the UFC. And the reason why, actually, you know what? I'll go into the Mitch story after I announce the last prelim. The last prelim is Jacqueline Amorim and Mizuki. Japanese fighter and Brazilian fighter. The Brazilian is a minus 425 favorite, so I'm just gonna go with the Brazilian here. But the one I want to talk about in depth here is definitely Mitch Raposo's fight, Barnett's fight, Delgado's fight, and everybody else. I guess we can just give a one-off prediction for, if you're good with that. And then, of course, we're going to go into depth with the main card, because that's what we do here. Anyway, moving in to Azamat Maksum and Mitch Raposo. All right, guys. So, reason why I'm 2 degrees of separation from Mitch Raposo. If you guys don't already know already, I actually train myself. I haven't a lot lately. I'll be the first to admit it, because let's just say college is kicking my fucking ass at this current moment. I have
college
not.
is whooping his ass more than his trainer right now.
Yeah, college is whooping my ass more than my trainer. I'd so much rather get whooped by my trainer right now than college classes, because I've had like 4 video projects that I've had to work on, and that's a lot of effort, man. And on top of that, the stuff I do with the Good 5 Cent Cigar, shout out to you guys. It's URI's own student news organization. I've been writing for them, as well as doing stuff for my other journalism classes. I've been doing a lot of fucking shit, and I'm like this close to breaking down, but I'm handling it as best I can.
Hence why you guys again pay-per-view 321 the day before.
Yep, I'm barely getting by, but I'm trying to keep my head on above the water with some Budweiser and golf. I had to go golfing today just to distress, and it turns out I shot a 70. But regardless of my high handicap and terrible golf game, let's get back to Mitch Raposo. I'd so much rather be getting whooped by my trainer right now. I really would. But here it goes. Mitch Raposo fought somebody from my gym. Couple years ago, 2017. When Mitch was still an amateur. Mitch was an amateur kickboxer. He was still in the shin guards. He's still in the headgear, bigger gloves. He fought somebody from my gym in a local promotions fight night. Gillette MMA. Shout out to you guys. You guys put on some fucking banger events. I can't wait for the next one, and hopefully I can make it. But you guys tend to book your fight nights the same day as fucking UFC pay-per-views. And I'm like, what the fuck? But, love Gillette MMA, though. But in one of the Gillette MMA fights, Mitch Raposo fought a teammate of mine, Ian Cullen. And, Mitch ended up winning the fight. But, they went the distance. And to this day, Mitch says, like, Mitch Raposo, the UFC fighter that's fighting this weekend, still says that Ian Cullen, my teammate, kicked him the hardest. So, that's just a little flex for me, and we all love Mitch. He's a great guy. I don't really know him directly, but I have a couple of teammates that do know him directly. I've trained with him in the past. My teammate Mason, he actually has trained with Mitch before, and he's a really good guy. And plus, Kyle Bowler, one of my friends that I met at URI, who's off doing his own thing. He's a two weight division kickboxing champion right now, and he just fought his second MMA fight and won that shit too. So Kyle Bowler, if you're watching this right now, you know Mitch Raposo as well. So and these are great guys, and it's kind of crazy how close I am to a UFC fighter. I'm like a couple of emails away from him essentially, but he's often his opponent unfortunately missed weight again. Every single fight that Mitch has had in the UFC to this point, his opponent has missed weight, and I feel so bad for Mitch. I'm like, damn, these poor motherfuckers that don't make weight for you, and you have to go in there knowing that they're going to be much bigger than you. Poor Mitch has gotten the short end of the stick in a lot of these instances, but I'm always looking forward to watching Mitch fight, and I honest to God think he just signed a two fight deal with the UFC. This is one of the 2 fights on that contract, and I think last fight was bullshit. Mitch won that, you know.
Yep.
And Mitch won that shit. I'd be the first. I'm not even trying to be biased here, because usually I'll be the first to admit it if somebody got their ass kicked. You know, I'm the first to admit it when I get my ass kicked. You know, which is pretty fucking often. But I can clearly and confidently tell you that Mitch got fucking robbed in his last fight. He had more clinch control. He had more octagon control. It was a rather boring fight. But when it comes to a boring fight, what matters is clinch, like that clinch control and that center octagon control, and Mitch had all of it. You know, and that's what it was. But he still lost the fight, even though he had this dude retreating the entire time. Even scored a couple takedowns on him. You know, and how the fuck did Mitch lose that fight? I'm mad for Mitch. And this motherfucker probably don't even know who the hell I am right now. But I know you. But that's kind of funny. But as it stands right now, this is actually a new division for Mitch too. Mitch moved down to flyweight. He's not a
Oh.
bantamweight anymore. So this is a new division for Mitch, and he's 9-3 professional MMA record right now. 126 he weighed in on. His opponent was 126.5. So zero point 0.5 over, but still missed weight. But as it stands right now, and if we're gonna be looking at this, the clear striking advantage goes to Mitch, and the clear grappling advantage is going to Azat Maksum. Significant strikes landed per minute. It seems like Maksum is more active, but Mitch is more accurate. So,
Would you
that's
rather be active or accurate?
I'd rather be accurate. I mean, I wish I had the power to just be accurate, but based off of my build and my strength and how I fight, just generally, I need volume. I'm not gonna knock somebody out in one punch. That's just not how I am. I'm not that big. I got power, but the power adds up. I wish I had the power to just be a fucking sniper and be like, all right, I'm gonna hang back, slip a little bit, and then whoop, and then bang, dude's gone.
I was gonna say there's lots of good snipers, so.
And Mitch is actually has more takedowns per 15 minutes than Azamat, which is kind of funny to me.
That's weird to hear.
He's 3.54 takedown average per 15 minutes. To Azat Maksum's 2.3. But what that
Oof.
probably means is Maksum, once he gets you there, he keeps you there more than likely, while Mitch will keep shooting and chain wrestling in a way. But as the odds have it right now, guys, Mitch is a plus 300 underdog, which is, a little bit worrisome for me, since I'm going to really be watching this fight and wanting him to win this fight, because, like, obviously, I kind of know the guy. Why wouldn't I want him to win? So he's a plus 300 underdog to a minus 380 and Azamat Maksum. And as far as statistics are concerned, Maksum has more reach than Mitch. But if Mitch has any way to win, both of these guys are pretty distance fighters. Average fight for Azmat Maksum is 15 minutes. So basically he's gonna wrestle you to a decision, is what it seems like. While Mitch is 12:44, which means he'll probably just stay consistent throughout the entire fight. So I think this fight does make it to the last round for sure. I don't think anybody's getting finished. Possibly. Possibly. If there's going to be a finish, it's going to be a late finish, I would say. I'm not too worried about either guy's gas tank. I think both of them are going to make it. I think both of them are going to be able to go the distance, so I'm not too worried about gas tank. I'm not too worried about Mitch. I'm not too worried about Maksum here. As far as all this is concerned, win by TKO/KO is 44% in Mitch's favor to Maksum's 33%. So both not very high percentages. As far as submission is concerned, to win by submission, Azat has a 47% win rate, win by submission rate. While Mitch has a 33, which makes sense by decision. It's 22% in Mitch's favor, while it's 20% in Maksum's favor. So, as far as that's concerned, this is as well as the odds make it out to be. This could be me being a personal bias, but I think Mitch might actually have a bit of a chance here. Maybe not much of one, but I think Mitch actually does have a chance to win this fight, seeming as he probably is more likely to win by knockout or decision than Ozma. That's just based off the numbers. Of course, you can't always go off of numbers, you can't always go by MMA math either. So, but if that's any telling, what that tells me is Mitch is just gonna have to be really disciplined with his takedown defense. Which, knowing Mitch, it's probably what he did all through camp. Um, so it just, I mean, obviously doing it in camp and then doing it in the octagon, those are two completely different things. But based off of what I saw last time with Mitch being able to actually hang in the grappling and, matter of fact, be more efficient in grappling, I don't think he's doomed, guys. I really don't. So therefore, I'm actually going to be taking Mitch Raposo by decision.
So I also got Mitch for this, and if not by decision, then
Real-
TKO.
like a late TKO.
And I think the problem with the stats too is so not only has his opponents missed weight, but take a look at where they're at, and you can see how it might not bode well for Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's foreign territory you're fighting in. They got probably the crowd behind them.
Yeah, he's Kazakhstani.
And so I think that might also weigh into it. I said it before. I don't think there's any excuse to miss weight if it's your profession.
Mm-hmm.
So even if Mitch loses, I can't say I'm going to hold that against him because he followed the rules and this guy didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
We got Mitch for this one, guys. Mitch, go ahead and get your first UFC win, man.
yes,
We really
sir.
want to see you win. We really do. And by the off chance you're watching this, we got you, man. And let us know if you want to come on the cast, dude. We'll happily have you on. That's if you get time in your schedule. But, because you're nearby. You train in Fall River, Massachusetts. We're in Rhode Island. So, there you go. We're not too far away. But yeah, I'm taking Mitch Raposo for this. Plus, it's a flyweight division. I think he'll have a bit more of a power advantage in this division than he did at 135. So yeah, I got Mitch. So yeah, don't let the odds fool you though. I think yeah, Mitch definitely got this. Please, Mitch, make me happy. Get this done, please. I'm rooting for you heavy. I really hope you've been working hard. I think you are. Think so. I mean, I haven't gotten updates since Mason's down in college right now, so I haven't really seen Mason much lately. He's the one that'll give me Mitch updates usually. So uh, we'll have to see how that goes. Oh, there we go. Anyway, let's talk about Chris Barnett and Abdelwahab here, Egyptian and the Spaniard. Wait, Chris Barnett's representing Spain this time. He's an American. Maybe he just trained in Spain. There you go.
Here's how you don't tweak your leg.
Here's how you don't tweak your leg. Don't start celebrating early. As the odds have it right now, Abdelwahab is minus 425 favorite to Chris Barnett's plus 330. So we look at the numbers here. Let's like Barnett actually has the reach advantage, but Abdelwahab has the leg reach advantage, which is strange. Both of them weighed in at 264 pounds. So they both made weight, which I don't know how you don't fucking make weight as that's kind of if you got to cut to heavyweight, I'm kind of impressed, you know. But as far as the win by percentage is concerned, that makes 0 sense. 100% by knockout for Abdelwahab to 78% by Chris Barnett.
Oh goddamn!
Like Jesus Christ, you're almost saying if he's gonna win by knockout. You know.
Maybe it means he gets gassed out easily.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they're in UAE too, so.
Actually, no. Average fight time for Abdelwahab is 15 minutes, so he goes the distance
Really?
quite often. Chris Barnett's average fight time is 7:36, so it's Chris Barnett that'll be at the gas tank disadvantage here.
What they're saying, he's 100% by knockout.
But they're saying that Abdelwahab is 100% by knockout. You see what I mean? These stats
strange.
don't. They're very strange.
I wonder where we're getting that info from.
Anyway, the more active fighter is Chris Barnett. 4.21 strikes landed per minute. With 47% landing successfully to the 49% from Abdelwahab. Strikes absorbed per minute. Chris Barnett is 6.53. So to good old Abdelwahab's 4.49. So both of these guys tend to eat punches. So this is probably going to be just a dogfight, and whoever connects first is going to end up winning the fight. And in this instance, I don't have faith in Chris Barnett. I think Abdelwahab actually ends up coming out with a win here. Although I am going to want Chris Barnett to win because Chris Barnett's fun, and he's an awesome guy. I just wish he fought more and didn't hurt himself. But, you know, I just... 6 strikes landed a minute from a guy that's 100% likely to win by knockout. if you're a stats person, man, you can't really go against that. Not that it always matters. Obviously, this is a fight. It takes one punch, one kick, one surprise to completely change everything that's going on. Like everybody thought that Jorge Masvidal was gonna get fucking ragdolled for 15 minutes, and then he did the fastest knockout in UFC history. So I mean, it's like you never can really go by them and swear by them. But at this rate in time, Abdul Wahhab's been more of an active fighter. He's already fought once this year. This is Chris Barnett's first time fighting, and he's coming off of an injury. To me, that doesn't give me enough confidence to confidently say that Chris Barnett wins this. So therefore, I'm going to be taking Hamdi Abdulwahab to win this fight by knockout, probably round one.
For me, this comes to a 65-35 for Barnett. I I don't think he's got this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's more towards the twilight era of his career.
Yeah, definitely. Which sucks. He never really fought all that often.
Yeah, so I feel like not in the sense as some of the other guys, but this is more like old guard facing new guard.
Mm-hmm. Chris Barnett been here for a little while now.
Yeah.
And this young guy here, he's looking real dangerous.
It also means lots of fucking tape on you.
Yeah, that's true. Look at what happened to Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't think Barnett's got this. And that's unfortunate. Because I do like Chris Barnett. But we'll be watching, hoping that he wins. Anyway, next up, we have Nathaniel Wood and Jose Miguel Delgado. I'm actually taking the Delgado for this one. Because of what I've seen, I think he possesses more power than Nathaniel Wood. I've seen both of these guys fight before. Both of them are coming off of wins. And, Delgado's got the reach and the leg reach. He's 10-1 to 21-6. So both guys actually have really good records. As far as the win by likelihood is concerned, knockout is 60% towards Jose Delgado, while 38% is going to Wood. By submission, it's 40% Delgado to 24% for Wood. And as far as decision is concerned, Wood is 38. Average fight time for Jose Delgado is 3:16, while the Nathaniel Wood guy is 13:18. So, and knockdowns per average per 15 minutes is 4.58 for Delgado. So, as far as strikes landed per minute, Delgado's busy as shit. He's 7.13 strikes landed a minute, which is absolutely insane. However, he has less accuracy than Wood. Wood is at a 51% accuracy. But how are you going to be doing that when this guy has a whole 2-strike lead on you? You know? Strikes absorbed per minute, both guys are about the same. 3.6 to 3.8. 3.6 on the side of Delgado, 3.8 on the side of Wood. As far as takedown defense is concerned, both guys are about the same at 55 and 56. 56 for Wood, 55 for Delgado. As far as takedown averages a minute are concerned, Delgado has 4.58 takedowns a minute to Nathaniel Wood's 1.41. As far as takedown accuracy is concerned, Delgado is at a whopping 60% takedown accuracy, which is nuts. Takedown defense, both guys are about the same at 70%, with neither guy really being a submission threat. So as the odds have it, Delgado's the more well-rounded fighter. He's got more of a chance of winning in both areas of MMA, so therefore I can't help but just say Delgado wins by pretty much whatever he wants. But you never know. That accuracy is always good. Nathaniel Wood could come back with one crazy hook, and that's the end of Delgado. But both guys absorb about the same amount of strikes a minute, so I can't really say either guy's really going to find that massive kill shot. So therefore, I'm going to be going in the direction of the more active fighter, which is Delgado.
Yeah, I can't say I know much about these two, but given the stats I just heard, I'll have to go with Delgado too.
Yeah. Plus, that guy's just really young. It's very early on in his career, and I want to see what he does. And so, that being said, these other two prelims, I'm not really too worried about. Walter Walker and Louis Sutherland and Ludovic Klein and Mateo Trebecki. not huge on either guy, so I'm just gonna say favorites on both sides. So give me Klein and Walker. I'm taking the favorites. I don't know about you, but
Who do we got for these matches?
what do you mean?
Like I know Walker is who I'm gonna go with. Who's the other ones fighting?
Louis Sutherland is his opponent, and then the other guy is Lidovic Klein and Mateusz Rebecki, which I don't know much about
Yeah,
either
I don't
guy.
know either of those. So Rebecca, I guess.
So you're going with Rebecki. He is only a plus 120 underdog, so he very much could shock us. And that's how it goes. Anyway, next up we have Ikram Alaskarov and Jung Yun Park. Um, I'm Ikram Alaskarov, man. I mean, the Dagestani in Abu Dhabi against the South Korean, man. Minus 258 favor for Ikram, plus 210 by Park's stats. It looks like he sucks at takedown defense, so Ikram Alaskarov, pretty easy. And then the featured prelim, I don't know jack shit about either guy. You have Nasra Hakparas. And
Anyways, on that last one, I think I'll also take Alascara.
oh yeah, I went right over you. My bad. Just trying to get through this because you're like fading over here. Um, but anyway, we have Nazara Hakparas and Quinlan Salkild. Salkild? Is that how you pronounce that? Salkild? I don't fucking know. He's Australian with a very unique last name. As the odds have it, it's a pick'em. It's minus 115 to minus 105, and both. It looks like it's it's a pick'em fight. I mean, Hakparas is the more experienced fighter at 18-5, while Salkild here is 9-1. Both guys are coming off of a win. One's from Australia, the other's from Germany. 5'10" and 6 feet, both weighed in at 156 pounds. Reach advantage goes to the Australian. Leg reach goes to the Australian as well as far as win by is concerned. Pretty even on all of our fronts here. Or not much data to begin with. It looks like if there's going to be a finish in this fight, it's going to be a knockout. 56% in the direction of Hakparas, while 33% in the direction of Sakild. By submission, it's only 33% for Sakild and 33% for decision as well. Both guys have about a 10-minute average fight time and don't knock people down. So it's gonna be a close fight, or it's either gonna be a very close fight, or it's gonna be very fucking boring. Is what this is shaping up to be right now. I can't really tell you who I think would win this one, so I'm just gonna say go Australia.
I'm right there with you, Sakrid.
Sakild.
Sakild.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like the other guy's 5 losses put him in a worse light than the 1 loss.
Yeah, I mean, he is the more experienced fighter, which is what makes me a little bit worrisome for the Australian here. But as the odds are so damn close, I'm just gonna have to say fuck it and go Australia. Go ahead and get that shit done.
Yes, sir. You got a champion already, right? JDM.
They got JDM and Volk.
And Volk.
Yeah, both of them. They have 2 Aussie champions right now, so let's add another one. Fuck
Get
it.
on with your bad self.
On to the main card, guys. Once again, this starts at 2 p.m. The main card starts at 2 p.m. on the East Coast. Plan accordingly based on your time zone. Anyway, prelims though, they start at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. So, get up nice and early if you want to see some prelims. If you want to go see my boy Mitch fight.
I think we'll both be at work, won't we?
We're both gonna be at work, which is unfortunate. But let's get into this main card now, shall we? Alexander Rakic, Azamat Murzakanov. It's a pick'em fight. It's minus 105, minus 115, just like the featured prelim. I don't know why, to be honest with you. Both guys have rather similar records. I mean, Murzakanov has that pretty 0 in the loss column, but he's 15-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
While Alexander Rakic is 14-5, which, like, it's not a great, record, but it's not a terrible one either, you know? And it shows you have a bit more reps in here than the other guy. My only problem with Rakic is his activity. He doesn't fight a lot. I'm not sure about this Murzakanov guy, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned him fighting before on this card. Like, in this calendar year. And he did. He fought at UFC 316 in June. That was the O'Malley and Dvalishvili 2 card. So, he has already fought this year. Rakic, I don't think has fought since October of last year when he fought Magomed Ankalaev and lost. So that's my problem with Rakic. I am a gigantic fan of Rakic, and I do believe he's very underrated. But he never really fights. And that's the problem. I don't think he has enough exposure. I don't think he's active enough to really gain a big fan base. Like I said, he usually only fights once a year, and he's getting older now. And he came off of a loss last time. This other guy's coming off of a gigantic win streak. So, I mean, even though I'm a gigantic Rakic guy, and I really do want Rakic to win this fight, I don't think he's gonna. I think Mirzakhanov's got his number here, and I think he's
Really?
gonna. I think he's gonna beat him. Probably by a knockout, to be honest. Yeah, probably by a knockout. But it looks like either if there's gonna be a finish here, it's gonna be a knockout. 64% going in the favor of Rakic and 73 in Mirzakhanov. Both guys aren't submission threats nor decision fighters. Both guys have short average fight times at 11:26 and 8:38. So actually, that's average fight time. But I'll say a knockout in the second round for Mirzakhanov.
I think I'll take Rakic for
I
this.
do want Rakic to win so bad. I just don't think he's gonna. That lack of activity scares me. You know?
Well, that doesn't mean he lost it, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't mean that he lost it, but at the same time, he's getting old now. And plus, he had a really bad injury like 3 years ago that put him sidelined for a year of his career, which is huge if you're a fighter. If you're out for a year, you missed out on 3 potential paychecks, which I think is the maximum for an active fighter. It's 2 for an average active fighter, so.
I mean, didn't
Yeah.
wasn't there another one who? Yeah, Strickland motorcycle accident. He was going for.
Yeah, but
he went and became champion.
yeah, but that was when he was very young. He wasn't in his peak yet. Yeah, he had a traumatic injury, which was awful, and I'm glad he made a full recovery. But like, it didn't happen.
He's suspended now, right?
Yeah, he's suspended for
Then
them.
he got married. Did he get
Yeah,
married?
he's married. He just got married in his suspension. Yeah, he's on a year's.
He's living life.
He's in a year's worth of suspension due
He's living life
because of his behavior. Basically, he attacked a referee after
behavioral issues.
Yeah, so they sidelined him for conduct issues for a year.
But he was cheering for his boy, right, at a promotion. And,
yeah, he was in his teammate's corner, and he felt like the ref stopped the fight too early, so he proceeded to assault the ref. And the ref didn't like that.
I do worry about Herzog over here in the UAE.
Yeah, he'll probably get shot if he stops the fight. But here's the thing with Herzog. Herzog has pretty much lost all fucking good reputation for me right now.
You let Muhammad lose?
Like, I used to actually really fucking respect Jason Herzog. I used to think he was a solid ref. But his actions lately have been sucking. I have him in like the same category as fucking Dan Mergliotta. And we all know how I feel about Dan fucking Mergliotta. I really don't like the guy. I think he stops fights way too early, or he doesn't stop them at all. He never has a good sweet spot. Every single stoppage that he has is either too early or too late, and it's controversial at best. You know? And it's minorly controversial at best, I should say. But
that's fair.
Herzog has pretty much gotten there for me, too. Did you see him on the last fucking fight night?
Yeah.
Dude, he fucking sucks. I'm like, what happened, Herzog? You used to be so good. What happened? Now it's a fight to the death. You become the new Mario Yamasaki. Like, oh my god. Back in the
still
day,
breathing. Get back in there.
Back in those days, man, like the Reebok era, Mario Yamasaki, he was the worst ref on the fucking roster. It would be a fight to your death if you had Mario Yamasaki as your referee. Now it seems like Jason Herzog is very much in that same wheelhouse. Maybe not as bad yet, but he's quickly approaching that bad. Because the performance that he's had on the past, like, 3 UFC cards as a referee has been god awful. He's just not getting it. He's stopping early. He's not calling fouls. He's not doing nothing. What the fuck, Herzog? Get your shit together.
Maybe he's working with Mike Bell.
Maybe. But, yeah, I got Mirzakhanov for that fight. You got Rakic.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, another exciting heavyweight bout here. Alexander Volkov and Jailton Almeida, we mentioned it earlier. Jael and Almeida is the minus 225 favorite to Alexander Volkov's plus 185, and I think that's a load of horse shit.
I do too, but I want to say this is probably going to be my fight of the night.
You think this is going to be fight of the night?
Yeah.
Think this one? Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably be right there with you. Looking at the rest of the card, I can kind of see how it's going to go. So, yeah, fight of the night. I think this one's going to burn the house down. If that one isn't going to burn the house down, the one between Delgado and Nathaniel would be my other pick, you know? But, yeah, I'll be right there with you. Volkov and Almeida. Both guys are, experienced fighters. Jael and Almeida's record as it stands right now is 22-3. And Volkov's record as it stands right now is 38-11. So, both guys are experienced. They've been here a couple times. So, it's going to come down to who can hone their craft and stick to their game plan. Alexander Volkov's coming hot off of a robbery against Cyril Gahn earlier this year, if not late last year, December 2024. Jael and Almeida is coming off of a pretty big win. I think he beat Spivak. Yeah, he beat Sergey Spivak at UFC 311 back in January. So both guys haven't fought in a little bit. Both guys haven't fought since about the same time period. Volkov in December, Almeida in January. So exciting to see them both back at it. Two top 5 heavyweights somehow, despite not fighting for this long. But as dead as the division was with John Jones holding it up and Tom Aspinall beating everybody pretty much on the way there, that's how it's going to go, unfortunately, because heavyweight's a fucking disaster. This current moment's a little bit better right now, but it's still a disaster at this current moment.
You just remind me of the title fight.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. But anyway, this looks to be a rather good fight. I would say the grappling advantage is going to be in Almeida's favor. And if Almeida's to win here, it's gonna be using his ground game. But Volkov is the much longer fighter by quite some bit. Actually, not quite some bit, about the same. But here's the fucking thing with good old Volkov. He's the tallest UFC fighter on the roster right now. It's 6'7". So he's huge. Like, Volkov's a big dude. You see that motherfucker get in there under them lights, you're gonna be like, is that a giant? It's gonna be funny. I'm sure if you're in the audience, you can actually see his head, like, his neck is gonna be above the cage. Yeah, he's such a big guy, and he knows how to use that length. Only problem is, even though the length is usually his comfort, this guy is pretty equal to his length. He has an 80-inch reach, which is fucking insane. First of all, can we acknowledge the 80-inch reach on Alexander Volkov? That's nuts. But Almeida's right behind him with 79. So, I mean, Almeida's the far shorter fighter at 6'3", which isn't short by any means. That's about how tall you are, right, Ant?
Yep.
So, 6'3", so he's definitely not short. But Anthony next to a dude that's 6'7".
Hello up there.
How's the weather? Anyway, with that being said, Volkov knows how to use it. Yeah, sure, he has this challenge here, but Volkov is just fucking brutal. And, I mean, so is Almeida. Almeida's a tank. Don't get me wrong. He's not usually finished in his fights. Neither is Volkov, really. So I don't think either guy's really going to back down. What it's really going to come down to is how good is Almeida going to use his grappling. If Almeida's going to use his grappling effectively and be able to use that short stature to have the short stature at 6'3", his shorter stature to shoot in on the 6'7" Alexander Volkov and be able to use it to his advantage, he can win this fight pretty easy. He can wrestle his way to a decision, possibly a submission. I think that's the only path to victory he has, though. Volkov can take a fucking hit, and Almeida hits like a fucking car. But here's the thing, Volkov could take it. Volkov was built in a lab somewhere, I'm pretty sure. So
right now I'm picturing a comic strip with you just saying what you said a couple sentences ago to his face. Just like, with him using his small stature, he's towering over you at 6'3". It's like, with him using his small stature, he knows how to high up there.
I said short stature when he's 6'3". That's not short. but short in comparison to 6'7". You know. So, that being said, though, I think these odds are a load of horse shit, and Volkov gets the win. So,
Ooh, you're going Volkov, huh?
I don't know by how, but I think Volkov's got this.
This...
Even though I don't commonly root against Almeida, I usually root for Almeida, but not now.
This is a toss up for me, and like I said, this is gonna be my fight of the night. I'm pretty sure, and it's so fucking close to me.
Oh, it's wicked close.
It really is. It's like a coin toss for me.
Yeah, these odds are bullshit.
I'm gonna say that Volkov gets it, but by a hair.
Yeah.
Literally by a hair. Like, it's 51-49 for me in my head.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's tough, because I can see it either way.
Yeah, no, either guy. Like, both guys have a path to victory.
It's like, but this, but this, but... It's gonna be a banger.
I'm so looking forward to this fight. And I think Volkov's got this. I think he's looking for redemption after getting straight up robbed. And now that he's fighting on the same card as Cyril Gane, who's now fighting for a title, when he was the one that should have beat Cyril Gane, he should be the one going for the title right now. I think that's going to light a fire under his ass, too. So he's going to be like, fuck you. I got robbed against your bitch ass. I got robbed. I shouldn't have lost that fight. Now I'm fighting this fucking guy and you're fighting for the title. Fuck you.
But for me, I think Almeida is right there too. He wants that shot at the title.
Almeida came so close, and then he ran into Curtis Blades. He ran into Blades. Like, Blades was standing in between him and a title opportunity, and Curtis Blades just destroyed him. So I'm definitely thinking Almeida wants to get back up there too.
It's right there. It's like, but.
Yeah, then after he lost that fight, I think he lost his next one after that too. So and then he won his last one. So now he's coming back. But yeah, you see.
Can you guys see the ping pong ball going back and forth in my head
no,
about
these guys
this?
These guys both have a reason to win. Both these guys are probably gonna have a fire lit under their ass. I just think that Volkov's gonna have more of a fire lit under his ass since Cyril Gane, the man that he should have beaten, is now fighting for the title.
However, odds bullshit.
Odds are bullshit, guys. This should have been You should have given this the minus 105 and 115 to that Rakic and Murzakanov had. Like, fucking Volkov and Almeida's odds should be on the Rakic and Murzakanov fight. Should have swapped them. But I'm taking Volkov. I don't really know how, but I'm taking Volkov. Anyway, here comes our featured fight of the evening, which is a bantamweight bout between Umar Nurmagomedov and Mario Bautista. I believe Mario Batista's coming off of a win against Patchy Mix. Yeah. Patchy Mix, by the way, just got suspended for performance enhancers. By the way, so that's worth noting. Because fuck you, Patchy Mix. He fought on the prelims, early prelims. His last time out, like, his loss was that fucking bad. The UFC decided to put him in the goddamn early prelims. And then turns out he's on some roids.
Yes, sir.
So, fuck Patchy Mix. I don't like that guy. He sucks. I don't hate... I hate him. I don't hate Pico de Gallo, though. I actually, honest to God, do like Aaron Pico, and I think he has a strong potential to be successful in the UFC. Unlike Patchy Mix. But the only problem that I had with good old Pico de Gallo is he fucked with my boy Lerone Murphy. So, and he got shown what for and how come in round fucking 1. Oh, Aaron looked great. What, for 30 seconds? Yeah, sure, motherfucker. Anyway.
Like I said, there's levels, and coming to this one.
Yeah, he also hit a sweet spot for me. Lerone Murphy's like my favorite contender right now. He's like my favorite up and comer at this current moment. So, just because like he reminds me a lot like a Max Holloway crossed with Leon Edwards. You know, that's what his fighting style reminds me of. Dynamic enough to be fast paced and exciting like Max Holloway, but precise and reliable enough to fit somebody like a Leon Edwards. So that's honest to God why I love him so much, because I see aspects of both of those guys. And if you know something about me by now, I love Max Holloway, I love Leon Edwards. So even though Leon Edwards hasn't been doing it for me lately, my boy's fading. He's fading fast.
His last outing wasn't that. His last outing wasn't
Oh, against Sean Brady? Oh, God, he got fucked on. He got totally fucked. It was so bad. But regardless, though, that's why I went off on a total tangent there. Let's get back to the featured fight of the evening. Umar Nurmagomedov, Mario Batista. Mario Batista coming off of a victory against Patchy Mix at UFC 316. Umar Nurmagomedov coming fresh off a title fight loss to Merab Dvalishvili earlier this year at UFC 311. Umar is the better striker. Umar is the better grappler. Umar is the better octagon controller. Umar is the better person in this fight. And also, odds are in his favor by a lot, and he's fighting on his own home ice. So, not ice, it's a fucking desert. But, you know.
Okay, but I'm in an ice rink now, gotcha.
His own ballpark. That's better. Guys.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. Anyway. I think I really told you everything you need to know about this fight. I don't really need to go into much depth. And if that wasn't enough convincing, because I'm pretty sure all of MMA just collectively hates Mario Batista. I see so many people just throwing shade at Mario Batista all the time, which I don't think he deserves all of it. Keyword all of it.
Is he just the best guy to catch strays?
He's just the best guy to catch strays, I guess. But if that wasn't enough convincing, MMA media, MMA online communities hate Mario Batista, so you can already know that the fans aren't going to be on his side either. And if that wasn't enough convincing, the home ice, the home ice.
Ice rink, we got
the ice rink. The home ice, the skills, the location, all of that. If that wasn't enough, the odds are minus 625 for Umar Nurmagomedov to Mario Batista's plus 455 underdog. Are you convinced now? I don't think I really needed to do much. I did a little bit extra there just to dunk on Mario Batista a little bit more. But
from you two now.
So he catches strays from me, but he catches minor strays. There are people viscerally hating Mario Batista on MMA Twitter. I'm like, damn, bro, I clown on the guy all the time, but shit, chill. He's still He's still beating you up in a fight any given day of the week. He's still beating me up, that's for sure. I know my place. I know my place. But Umar Nurmagomedov, by whatever the fuck he wants, however the fuck he wants, whenever the fuck he wants. So yeah, Umar Nurmagomedov, easy. He's gonna be the biggest fan favorite. This is gonna be the people's main event for the people of Abu Dhabi, 100%.
So we all saw the blue moon at the start of the year. Nurmagomedov is not losing again. Not happening. So
fucking Habib had him on a post, started whipping him. What you know in fight?
He's like,
you ruined father plan.
5. You do 5 Kodiak Bears.
You wrestle 5 Kodiak Bears.
Same time.
Right now. Same time. Same time. No, you cannot go home. You sleep here. You sleep on mat. You sleep on mat. You don't go home. Home is privilege. You don't deserve privilege. You ruined father plan. I bet you that's exactly how it fucking went, too.
Probably, honestly.
They flogged him. Poor Umar got flogged.
Oh, you don't lose.
That's why you don't lose in the Nurmagomedov camp, guys. If you lose in the Nurmagomedov camp, you pay the ultimate price.
He's probably gonna make you change your name if you lose.
Yeah, if he loses again, he might actually just disown him. Anyway, what time is it, Amp?
It's Miller time.
It's Miller time. Got the Miller High Life shirt. Don't know if you guys see the logo. Taking a quick break while we just utterly destroyed Mario Batista.
Yeah, we actually didn't say anything about Mario Batista. He's a fighter who can kick our ass.
Oh,
easily.
Yeah. He retired Jose Aldo. I mean, he retired Jose Aldo. He's on a win streak currently. But, shit, man. Don't matter.
Just after every line, it's not enough.
It's not enough, But we're taking a quick break after utterly destroying Mario Batista and praising Umar Nurmagomedov, even though we don't really do that here all that often. Oh, shit.
But let's not say that we do appreciate the
And Miller was horny.
the discipline and the respect
That
that
the Dagestanis
they
possess.
show the sport. We do.
Oh yeah, we love them for that. They are great fighters. We just hate the fact that they beat all the guys we like. You know, we actually don't hate them as fighters. We actually don't hate them at all because if we hated them, they'd fuck us up. So you know, because if we actively were on here, I mean, I do some trolling on here with them all the time. But do I know that they're gonna beat me up? Yes. Do I actually respect their drive and their commitment to the sport? Do I, honest to God, love their honor that they have in the cage? Team Khabib's a great team. Don't get me wrong. They just happen. They're just so good that they beat up the people that I want to win, and then that's that. And that isn't enough like substance to really say I hate the Dagestani fighters. I don't hate them. I just dislike the. I just hate the fact that they beat my favorite people.
We just dislike that they're very, 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 very good.
They are. They've had a fucking hold down on the sport. Bear trap. Literally, see what I did there? Bear trap. They have a literal bear trap on this fucking industry. They've had a bear trap on the mixed martial arts game for the better part of a decade now. Like, it started with, actually no, not even the better part of a decade. It was a decade because it started with Khabib in 2016, so it's actually been 9 years technically. But when Khabib beat Michael Johnson, that was the start of the Dagestani era. It really was. Because then after that, obviously we know what happened. Islam came around. After that, he started winning. After he took that one-off loss, then Islam started fighting. Khabib became the champion. Hamza came around again. Just these Dagestanis just took over. And then for the past 8 years now, 9 years now, it's just been Dagestanis winning left and right. Even when I was getting into the sport the first time, 2020, I remember all my friends that were already into the sport, like, watch out for these Dagestani Russian. I didn't even fucking know what Dagestan was. I was like, what the fuck's a Dagestan? And they're like, it's a part in Russia where they're just incredible combat sports artists. And then my friend Joe, love my friend Joe, he showed me all the Khabib highlights and said, this is why Dagestanis own the sport right now. Because it was like hot in 2020. This is like the peak of the god. Like 2020 to like 2022, I would say has been the like even you can even argue current, but I wouldn't say current now because after Umar lost, after Ikram lost, we started seeing a little bit of a plot armor. But from like 2020 when Khabib, I would even say no, I would go further back. We'll go 2018 when Khabib won the title to 2022 when Islam won the title. No, not even 2022. 2023. So from 2018 to 2023, man, that was the peak of the Dagestani era right there. I got into it right at the start of it. I have been watching these Dagestani fighters beat all of my favorite guys for the past fucking 5-6 years of my life. But, they're so good. They are actually so good. And I'm jealous. Loki want to just disconnect from everybody. Fuck this podcast. Fuck college. Let me just go 2-3 years Dagestan and forget. I'll come back a fucking killer. I'll come back like I can wrestle bear. I'll come back speaking fluent Russian. A little bit of Russian accent in there and be like, I fight with the bear.
I wrestle 3 bears same time, one hand.
But anyway, that is the featured fight. That really shouldn't even be a featured fight because it's going to be an execution of Mario Batista. Anyway, title fights, guys. These are the big ones. Right here. Co-main event, main event. And we're at an hour and 8 minutes. Actually, making pretty good time. Alrighty. Here we go. Strawweight titles on the line. Obviously, like I said at the top of this podcast, Weili Zhang has vacated the 115 Strawweight Championship in an effort to move up to 125 and challenge the pound-for-pound number one fighter, women's fighter in the world right now, Valentina Shevchenko, for her belt as the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So, here we go. That leads us here. What's going to happen? 115 needs a champion, right? Weili Zhang held down this division for the better part of 3 years now? 4 years now? Granted, she's really only fought like once a year, but which always my gripe with Weili Zhang. I love your skill, but it's actually a treat when you fight because you never, ever, 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 ever fucking fight. And I don't like it when my champions are inactive. So I actually think this is a very good thing for the strawweight division. Because the strawweight division is popping right now. Strawweight division is crazy. 125 division, I would say, is the premier division the for the women right now. Just because Valentina's up there, you have Erin Blanchfield in there, you have Macy Barber in there, you have Jessica Andrade's in there. We have a lot of like talented like women's fighters in there. We have Manon Fioros in there. Jazz Devicius is in there, even though Jazz Devicius just took a massive fucking L to Manon Fioro. But that just goes to show the level of competition. Jazz Devicius hadn't lost in 2 years prior to running into Manon. So I mean, I would say that the women's flyweight division is the premier division of the women right now. But this one's not to be slept on. We got some good people in here too. And the only reason why it hasn't been getting a lot of light and it hasn't been getting a lot of movement is because we had an inactive champion. Now, both of these fighters, Verna Jandiroba, who's the number 1 contender at strawweight, and Mackenzie Dern, who's the number 5 contender at strawweight, are all excellent fighters. And the best part about them, they're both active. Verna Jandiroba, I think, already fought this year. Mackenzie Dern's already fought this year. Might have even fought two times this year. Okay, no. Jandiroba's last victory came in April of 2025. So, but she still already fought this year, and here she's fighting again 6 months later. That's pretty good, you know. And then we have Mackenzie Dern, who's also a very active fighter. She's coming off of a big win against Amanda Ribas, which was a huge win earlier this year in January. And then her last fight between that was Lupi Godinez in August of 24. But Mackenzie Dern and Vander Jandiroba, they're both relatively active fighters, and much more active than Weili Zhang. So,
we love our active fighters,
and that's why I like this fight so much, because I'm like, this is a breath of fresh air for a strawweight, because I don't think either of these girls, Mackenzie Dern and Jandiroba, would have stood a chance against Weili. To be honest, I think both of them would have fallen short. I think, shockingly enough, I think Dern would have actually had more of a chance than Jandiroba. And that's not even like trying to be like, I love the underdog or contrarian like that. I just think Mackenzie Dern has a game plan that can be implemented against Weili Zhang pretty well. Because Weili Zhang loves to move in. Kenzie Dern likes it when you move in because then you get close to her and she doesn't need to shoot in. She kind of just clinches you, she'll throw you down, then submit you. And because her submission game is so good, I think she would have actually been able to choke it, maybe, if she would have won that fight, which would have been like a 1 in like 9,000. Maybe not 9,000, but like maybe like 3 times out of 10, Mackenzie Dern wins that fight. And it's because of her slick submission game. And because Weili Zhang is usually the aggressor on the ground, she's not used to being on the defensive. So when you go up against somebody that has a more offensive and more slick looking ground game, that might catch you by surprise. That's why I always thought Dern would actually surprisingly be more apt to beat Weili Zhang, although I don't think she would have beaten Weili Zhang at all. I think, like I said, 7 times out of 10, definitely, maybe even 8 times out of 10. I think I was being a little liberal with the 3 there. 8 times out of 10, she wins that fight, and Jandiroba fights similarly to Weili Zhang, but if you try to fight similarly to Weili Zhang, you just fail. You just lose. Ask ask Amanda Lemos. Don't ask Amanda Lemos. Ask Yan Zhaonan from UFC 300. When you try to fight like Weili Zhang, you just get fucked, because she's perfected her fighting style. You can't use it against her. And I think Jandiroba is more on that kind of very offensive style, which she is. And I think Weili had the perfect counter to Jandiroba. Jandiroba's more dangerous as a fighter, I would say, but not against Weili. Dern probably would have had more of a chance, but even then, she had no chance. So
even then, we're very liberal with our word chance there.
Yeah. More than likely, she wouldn't win. But in the potential that she would have lost to strawweight, it probably would have been a Mackenzie Dern. But Dern, Jandiroba, both girls are in their prime right now. Odds are pretty fucking close. Actually, really close. Closer than I thought they were going to be. We have a minus 155 favorite for Mackenzie Dern and a plus 130 underdog for Verna Jandiroba. So that's an interesting way the odds stand right now. If I'm being honest with you, let's look at their last fights, shall we? All right, Mackenzie Dern and Verna are both coming off of big victories. Dern is 15-5. Verna is 22-3. Let's see, both weighed in at 115 pounds, so they made the championship weight. As far as this is concerned, both girls are more likely to win by submission than anything else. These girls aren't fancy strikers. You know, they are not. 64% submission advantage to Jandarova, 53% to Dern. So, you know what that tells me? These two girls are very active on the ground and very good on the ground. So that tells me who's got better striking. You know? Because I think, if anything, the equalizer here is actually going to be each other's striking. Now, Mackenzie Dern's striking has been rather lackluster. She's better than she was years prior, but she's still not quite there. Now, I'm not trying to say Jandarova was some fucking Canelo-esque, fucking Izzy-esque, like, striker. You know, fuck no. They're both messy and leave their chins open. But I think because of both of their specializations, they've definitely left a hole in their game with striking. You know? So I think mostly this fight's going to happen on the feet, and neither girl is going to be very successful on the feet. They're both going to eat shots. They're probably going to give one to take one. So that means to tell me who can hang in there and who can get to a decision and just edge it out. You know, I think a decision is probably most likely here if a submission doesn't happen. But since both of these girls' bases are jiu-jitsu, I don't think either girl's getting submitted. You know? So it's either going to be a snooze fest and it's going to be on the ground the whole time, or it's going to play out on the feet because both girls are so damn talented on the ground. So, I think it's going to play out on the feet. Both girls aren't going to be very successful. There's going to be no shiny knockouts. There's going to be no special things happening here. But if toughness was a factor, give me Mackenzie Dern. You know, Dern can hang in there, man. She really can. So, that being said, if there's somebody that can hang in there and just edge it out and stay in the fight, it's Dern. So, I actually will be taking Mackenzie Dern to win by decision.
I'm right there with you,
Yeah.
honestly. They're both really fucking good.
Oh, yeah, they're excellent. Both girls are great, but
I can only slightly picture Dern winning this. Like, if the other one doesn't make fight of the night, this is probably it.
yeah, no, this is gonna be a pretty good fight. Unless it's just a total snooze fest and they're just on the ground the whole time trying to outplay each other, which that would be boring. But sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
But both girls are so apt on the ground. I can't see them wanting to go down there and risk losing there. And even if they did risk losing there, neither girl's really going to lose there. They're both going to be very excellent jiu-jitsu people. So I really think heart and cardio is going to come down to, like, who's going to fucking win this fight. You know? But, and if there is one thing that I know about Mackenzie Dern, despite her being, like, the pretty girl of the UFC, and she always gets all the good press, you know, shit like that, she actually is a tough girl, you know? Like, she can hang in there, and she hangs in there good. And both girls are not used to 5-round fights. I think this is both their first 5-round fight.
Really?
So, but Dern's average fight time is 13:27. Jandaroba's is 12:04. That tells me that Dern has a better gas tank ever so slightly. Enough to just have enough heart to move forward and strike her way through it, even if the striking isn't pretty. You know? Strike her way through it and stay in the fight. She's gonna eat it. Don't get me wrong, she's gonna eat it. She's gonna fucking probably be bloodied in the face, swollen up at the eye, you know? But ultimately, I think she's the one that has more heart, can hang in there, and can go that distance. I don't know. I can't see that with Jandaroba, but Jandaroba is a killer. Don't get me wrong, Jandaroba is a killer. It's just, I think Mackenzie Dern might be tougher than her. Low key. You know? So, I'm actually taking Dern by decision, like I said earlier. Same with you, Ant?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Dern's got this ever so slightly, and this will probably be, if the other one doesn't make Fight of the Night, then this.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. Anyway, the main event of the evening. Our now undisputed champion of the heavyweight division, Tom Aspinall, going up against the motherfucker that always gets a goddamn title shot and never fucking deserves it,
Yeah,
Cyril Gane.
Ciro's gone here.
God fucking damn it. Guys, Cyril Gane shouldn't be in this fight. He really shouldn't. But the fact that John Jones held this division for so long to the point that after he retired, vacated his belt, Tom Aspinall becomes undisputed champion. If fucking Aspinall defended his goddamn interim belt before John Jones defended his undisputed belt.
Yes, sir.
And he beat Curtis Blades. Like, I'm not a big Blades guy, don't get me wrong. I fucking hate Blades. But, but man, he's tough. I don't think John Jones would have fucking beat Blades. Especially in the way that Tom Aspinall dealt with him. It was just 1-2. And then he was done. It was fucking on the ground. Dead. An interim championship defended. The way that Tom Aspinall was able to beat fucking Sergey Pavlovich as well. When Sergey Pavlovich was coming off of like Fighter of the Year run at that pay-per-view. Didn't matter. Tom Aspinall said, "Oh, I'm coming back from injury, haven't fought in a long time. You're the best guy that's been making all the waves lately, and you're a killer? Well, guess what? I'm a fucking killer myself." And then he goes and knocks out the guy that knocked out everybody, Sergey Pavlovich. So, I mean, Tom Aspinall, man, skill for skill is head and shoulders above everybody in this fucking division. You know? Like, I'm just looking at the rest of it. If he's able to deal with the best grappler, which is Curtis Blades and Jailton Almeida, he hasn't fought Almeida yet. I thought Almeida should have been in this fight, not Cyril Gane. Way back when we did a State of the Weights before this happened,
Yep.
I said that Almeida should be the one that fights him. Because I thought Almeida would be an interesting matchup for him. Because he hasn't fought somebody like him before. But no, we fucking gave it to Cyril Gane.
I just hate prize boys like Gane, where they don't really have to do anything. They're kind of on the fast track just because of their appeal.
And, like, he is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. Cyril Gane is. He just doesn't deliver. Ever. And the one time he did, it was for an interim championship against Derek Lewis, who he's head and shoulders better than him in every aspect of the striking realm. 100%. The only thing that Derek Lewis had on him was knockout power, and he was not able to find the shot. So, it's like, yeah, he beat Derek Lewis, who was on a decent winning streak, and he won the interim belt that way. But what happened when he went against Francis Ngannou? He got out wrestled. What happened and then he lost that title fight? You know? And then you think about it again. Who's next? Who's next? Ngannou, contract disputes with the UFC. Leaves the company. Is a champion in Bellator. Not Bellator. PFL now. Vacates his belt. Who fights for the vacant belt? Cyril fucking Gane. Because he what? Because he beat Derek Lewis in an interim title fight? I'm sorry. I love Derek Lewis. Don't get me wrong. Love my boy Derek Lewis. But Cyril Gane, you are head and shoulders above Derek Lewis in every aspect of MMA. You know, that was a gimme fight for you. Like, I love Derek Lewis. I'm always going to be the first to admit it that I wanted Derek Lewis to win that fight like everybody else, you know? But I knew deep down that Cyril Gane would beat him. And the problem is, maybe I wouldn't be so distasteful about Cyril Gane if he just fucking cared about the sport more. This guy never seems like he cares. He never seems completely into the fight. Whenever he's doing his interviews, he's never talking about how hard he worked. He's always saying, yeah, I'm doing this fight. Yeah, title fight, big fight, stuff like that. Maybe I just wouldn't hold these distasteful views of Cyril Gane if he just cared about the sport more. That is the big thing about him. He is spoiled by his own talent. The guy is an excellent fighter. I will forever say that. He is gifted. Nobody at heavyweight should move the way he does. The only person that moves at heavyweight the way he does is Tom Aspinall. Nobody that's that big should be moving like that and being that slick. But here's the thing. I think Tom Aspinall actually gives a damn about this sport. I think Cyril Gane just sees it as his job. which is fine. It is your job. This is how you make your living, and I'm not by any way saying that you need to be like passionately driven all the time. But like, at least have some care, man. Maybe like I said, maybe I wouldn't be so distasteful if he just fucking cared about the sport. Maybe I'd be rooting for him right now. Maybe. You never know. But I have so many problems with Cyril Gahn. He just seems lazy. He seems spoiled by his own talent, and Dana White just gives him things. Said, "Oh, interim title fight against Derek Lewis, somebody that you should definitely beat on like every aspect, unless you're stupid." Oh yeah, here you go, interim title fight. Oh, okay, and put you against Francis Ngannou. Oh, you couldn't grapple worth the shit. Well, we're gonna put you against John Jones now. That's fine. And the problem is another reason why this happens is because he beats people outside of title fights as well. But who did he beat outside? Who did he beat? Who did he beat before he went against John Jones? Tai Tuivasa. Brother, once again, it's the same thing like Derek Lewis. You are head and shoulders skill-wise above Tai Tuivasa. The only thing Tai Tuivasa had on you was power. And since you're so defensively sound, you were able to counter him perfectly. You know? But it's just like he gets so easy fights. And then the next time he gets a hard fight after fighting John Jones, he goes and he fights Alexander Volkov. Sucks. But still wins the fight. And now here he is in another title shot.
Gahn does suffer from being a princess of the UFC. It's kind of like the same thing that happened with McGregor in Ireland. France, in and of itself, is really fucking big on MMA, and he's just the biggest draw. I think, honestly, by himself, probably most of Western Europe follow him.
Yeah. Not just France, it's most of Western Europe.
Yeah, because they love rallying behind
people
and
that represent their region.
They have quite a history with the Bloodsports.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. And I mean, I think both of these guys are the most popular guys in Europe right now. Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn. I bet you that's like Messi and Ronaldo for them in the combat sports world. Like you either love Aspinall or you love Gahn. Both people are valid. They're very passionate about their people, which I love. But it's just I can't get behind Cyril Gahn anymore. I just can't.
Gahn's been given too much, honestly.
He's been given way too much. And that's my main problem with it. And the worst part about it is even though I'm saying he shouldn't be in this fight, he's the one that makes sense. Like he's the number one ranked guy because he keeps getting he keeps getting cherry picked fights. Keeps getting cherry picked fights that he ends up winning. And that's how he's able to stay at the top. And even the one time he actually is tested, they still give it to him. And honest to God, fucking Dana White himself said it when Cyril Gahn won that fight. He said to Volkov personally, "You got fucked." It's just like, he's handed everything, and I just don't fucking like it. And I'm like, it's great if you're Cyril Gahn. Trust me, you're making mad money, but like, and you're getting mad opportunities. You just never fucking deliver. Every single time you're fighting, who are you fighting? Oh, you're fighting Tai Tuivasa. Well, you're gonna win that fight, because your fucking league's better than him. Oh, you're fighting Derek Lewis or an interim belt. Oh, you're gonna beat him because he's just a brawler. He faces brawlers. He looks great against brawlers, and that's enough press. That's enough like footage on him to show in a hype video. Like, oh, look at what he did to Tai Tuivasa. Look what he did to Derek Lewis. These fan favorite fighters that most casual people are like, yeah, they're gonna win. When actually they really don't know that because they're like casual fans that don't really know shit about the sport or anything about martial arts. They just want to see knockouts, and both those guys provide knockouts. So it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna win. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Do you not see? Like, I hate saying it too because like I've already said it. I'm talking in circles. Cyril Gahn is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, he is. He just doesn't love it, and I hate the fact that he doesn't love it, and he never tries to improve it either. It just seems like every single time there's a Cyril Gahn fight week, he just acts as if like, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, here I go. Fighting for a belt again, number 3. Yeah, maybe I'll get it this time,
I guess I'll go for the belt. I mean, you're offering, so.
Yeah, but personal feelings aside, the odds stand as a minus 355 favorite for Tom Aspinall to the plus 280 underdog in Cyril Gahn, and that makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah.
This makes perfect sense. In every sense of the word win, Tom Aspinall has every tool necessary. Not only is this guy special with his knockout power, special with his movement, he's special on the ground too. Guess what? This is the first time we've actually seen him fight somebody that's as quick as him. But here's the thing. I think he's going to do just fine against him. You know? He might eat a couple shots. That's fine. That's what Tom Aspinall does. You know? And I do think Cyril Gane, his chances aren't zero. Don't get me wrong. They aren't zero. He's facing another striker type. But here's the thing. This striker type can play on the ground. And if you try to advance on him like the Cyril Gane of old, guess what? You're just going to get taken down. And guess what? Aspinall has your ass once you're on the ground, because we all know from the John Jones fight, from the Volkov fight, Cyril Gane can't do shit down there. So, that being said, I'm going to say and still, by whatever he wants, probably in round 1 or 2, Tom Aspinall retains his belt against Cyril Gane. And Cyril Gane goes 0-3 in title fights in the past 3 years.
I'm right there with you. I got Aspinall for this. I think it's going to be easy for him, too. I mean, I used to... When I first got into this, fucking Cyril Gane had the interim belt, was it?
Yep, he had the interim belt, and he's facing Ngannou.
And before the Ngannou fight, I was like, okay, alright, he's cool. Okay,
he is
sniper.
cool. He's
got
cool.
knockout power. That's cool. He's skilled. And then I saw him get just completely demolished. And I'm like, holy shit. What was that? And then the next major fight I see him in with fucking John Jones. Going into that, I was like, you know what? I haven't seen this John Jones guy. I have faith that Cyril Gane can do this. And the second the bell rings, his foot's already going backwards. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell is this? This isn't how you fight. Mm-hmm. You don't fight going backwards. You fight picking your shot that's going to net you the most value or get you where you want to go. And then he just embarrassed himself.
2 minutes into the fight.
And I'm just like... So it was all just hype. That's what I saw when I first decided to hop on the UFC train. It was just hype. And now with this, another title fight, undeserved, in my opinion. Honestly, I would not have been mad if they had to do another fight for Gane to get the shot.
They should have, to be honest.
And Aspinall does something on the new network deal or some shit.
Like face Almeida.
And that would have been fine with me. But it's like, you know who sells pay-per-views? You know who we can toss out there? You know who's in that class that Aspinall just got fucking undisputed? Let's get Cyril Gane in there!
Even though his track record has been terrible, all the wins that he has have either been controversial or cherry-picked for him. It just doesn't add up, man. Then, like, even Isaac's sitting, he's half awake on the couch over here. He's already acknowledging that Cyril Gane shouldn't be in this fight. He don't even give a shit about UFC. But it's funny.
When I see that, it's like, mask off for me. Okay, I get it now. I understand. It took me this long to understand. You're there to sell seats, to sell views. That is why you are up there in the tops. And it will take a lot for me to change that opinion. I can tell you what it will take me. It will take me seeing him
destroy Aspinall.
Beat Aspinall, but not even then. Because then I'll say it's rigged or something.
Or be a fluke. Or be a fluke.
It'll also take at least a successful defense before I can...
I'd say 2.
Well, it also depends on who he's defending against.
True. If he goes and beats Almeida, that's pretty telling.
Before I can say, all right, Gon, maybe you're not just talk. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. But regardless, though, I think round 1 or round 2, it's gonna be a submission for Tom Aspinall. We're gonna hear and still, and Tom Aspinall is now going to have his second title defense under his now undisputed belt. So, and then heavyweight will still be a fucking disaster. Not that Tom Aspinall is the reason why it's a disaster. It's the fact that Tom Aspinall is beating everybody beneath him. Why it's a disaster. There's a lack of contenders here.
No. We got Almeida.
We got Almeida.
We got Almeida.
I was getting to that.
It's not too. We do have a path.
We have a path to an exciting title defense if Almeida wins this weekend. If Almeida wins,
it's just the one path.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just the one path.
It's just one path
and it's Almeida.
That isn't a mess.
Mm-hmm. Because he's already beat Volkov. He already beat Volkov. He's already beaten Blades. He's already beaten. He mentally beat John Jones. And who else has he beaten? Who else is he beat? Sergey Pavlovich. Like, dude, Tom Aspinall is like on fire right now. But the only problem that I would have with Tom Aspinall in this fight, maybe, is the inactivity. He has not fought since July of 2024. However, we've seen him not fight for a year, come back and win the interim championship against the guy that was just destroying everybody prior to this fight. So, the inactivity really doesn't set me off too much with Aspinall. You know?
I mean, there was also the whole John Jones fucking
and the whole
mess.
John Jones, like, the only reason why he was inactive was because of John fucking Jones. If he just fought John Jones, if John Jones just agreed to fight with Tom Aspinall, we wouldn't be here, you know?
It's exactly like...
We wouldn't have Cyril Gane in a goddamn title fight, that's for damn sure. Tom Aspinall would have beaten John Jones would have retired, and then after John Jones retired, then Almeida would just jump right in. And then you run it back between Cyril Gane and Alexander Volkov because Alexander Volkov got fucking robbed against Cyril Gane. They need a rematch. They really do. So, personally, if I'm Alexander Volkov, if I'm a petty Alexander Volkov, I'm not going to hope Cyril Gane wins so I go beat his ass again, you know? But I think the heavyweight number 1 contender is going to be determined by the Almeida and the Volkov fight. Whoever wins that fight, gonna go on to the next one. Even though Almeida should have already fucking been there, they should have been running it back between Cyril Gane and Alexander Volkov again. Like, because, don't get me wrong, until the robbery, Volkov and Cyril Gane was actually a really good fucking fight. If you go back and watch it, you know, that was a really good fucking fight. It was a robbery, so it left a sour taste in your mouth.
Honestly, switching those two fighters, switching their matches, probably would have made this a much
more intriguing card.
Better and involved card.
Because I feel like 321 was kind of just thrown together, you know? I don't feel like they really did a lot to try to build it. They just kind of threw it at us. Because we already knew that fucking Aspinall was going to fight this year. You know, we knew that he was going to do it already. So I was just like, oh, fine, we'll put him in Abu Dhabi. You know, that's fine. And then we'll just throw a bunch of nobodies underneath him. I shouldn't say nobodies. The main card's really good. The prelims suck for this card, overall.
I would say it's more so people who can't sell a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, this is sold on Aspinall.
Yeah, this is totally sold on Aspinall.
Aspinall Gane. That's what sold this. We love Jandaroba. We love
Dern.
We love these guys. We love Volkov.
But this card is sold purely because this is Tom Aspinall's
like all those guys you'd see on a fight night. Easily.
Like, any given fight night. Like, any given fight night on any Saturday night. Which isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong. We like seeing him fight. You know, it's just like, this seems like a bunch of fight night main events put into a pay-per-view card. And they try to sell it to us for a pay-per-view.
Half-baked.
Half-baked. Yeah, it's half. That's a good way of putting it. It's half-baked. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you tried. You put some good fighters on here, but, like, your main driver is Aspinall and Gane. And the main driver for the Aspinall and Gane fight isn't how close this fight has the potential to be. It's because it's Aspinall's first fight after Jones retired. You know? Like, you're selling this fight off of the fact that this is the first time he's fighting since John Jones left for 3 days. But, you know. But, Now, if John Jones wants to get back into the UFC, he has to go through Aspinall now. So I'm sure he's watching this weekend to try to see what's gonna happen.
I don't even think he's watching.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna be watching.
I don't think he wants any of that smoke. I think he's there for a paycheck.
Yeah.
And I think that the only time we'd actually see Jones again is on a fucking White House card.
Yeah, and then that'd be like the last time we see
That's
him.
it. Just that paycheck.
He'd
Just the payoff.
he'd fall into like a quasi-retirement like Stipe. You know, another quasi-retirement that John Jones, because John Jones did have a quasi-retirement from 2020 to 2023. Like he really did. He wasn't doing shit. Under the impression of, oh, I'm moving up to heavyweight. I'm gonna fight Ngannou. Never fought Ngannou. Why? Because he probably would have lost to Ngannou. You know why? He probably would have lost. And as soon as Ngannou left the company, all of a sudden John Jones is like, hey, I'm ready now. You should put me in a fight. Oh, we'll give you Cyril Gane. Oh, that's a fight I can win. I mean, that's a very challenging fight. I want to take it. This guy, he's such a good striker. I think he's going to be great. No, he's not. You know, that's what John Jones was. And John Jones was like, oh, we got the heavyweight title on because Ngannou's gone. Let me go get my second weight division title. Got it. All right. Now let me go fight old man Stipe. I want to fight Stipe.
No, it wasn't even that. I wasn't even thought that far through. It was like, all right, I got it. And they were like, all right, who you fighting next? He's like,
who's that guy that used to be the champion that hasn't fought in a while? Stipe Miocic? That guy. I want that guy.
They probably pitched like 3 different ideas, and I'm just like, yeah, you're gonna fight Aspinall. They're like,
what?
Next.
You want me to fight who?
Next.
John, there's nobody else for you to fight. Next. John, there's literally nobody else you can fight. Next. John, you have to fight this guy. Oh, Stipe's available. Let's get Stipe. Oh, yeah, let's fight Stipe. I'm going to fight Stipe. Dude's been retired for 4 years to this point. 3.5 years, technically. I mean, the Stipe Miocic fight between the Jones and Miocic fight that was originally supposed to go down in November of 23 made sense. You know, I will always say like that fight was supposed to happen when it did. Like, just to get it over with. It would be Stipe's return, be 2 years since he last fought. That's fine. That's enough time for you to still get back into shape and all that. But then, you know, his little pec went pop. And then he refused to vacate the title like a gentleman. And then they had to have Pavlovich and Aspinall, who are the 2 better fighters, to duke it out for an interim belt. Aspinall comes out on top. Now all of a sudden, you want to rebook the Stipe fight? Like, you made the mistake of not vacating the title. You put an interim title up. Aspinall wins, and then you still fight goddamn Stipe Miocic? Like, if they didn't... Alright, I'm convinced that if they didn't put the interim title on the line for that fight between Pavlovich and Aspinall, it probably would not be as bad, you know, as it ended up being, because then it was just a year's worth of inactivity and waiting for both guys. Like, I mean, John Jones really doesn't matter no more. He's 38, you know, he's at the end of it anyway. He's already not fighting actively, but that's detrimental for somebody who's young, like Tom Aspinall, who's in his prime. You only have one prime, guys. You only have one prime. You only have one prime. No matter how many times Tony Ferguson tries to tell you that there's 2 primes, there's not 2 primes. You have one prime.
Actually, Logan's been telling me there's quite a few.
Well, not the fucking sports drink. I actually do fuck with prime. I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, I noticed.
I haven't had that in a while. I actually do fuck with prime, like real heavy. I don't really. I mean, admittedly, I like Logan Paul, but Logan Paul's at like an arm's length from me now. I'm not as like into him as I was when I was like really little, you know. But like, it's just because he ended up being a piece of shit a little bit later in life, and I can admit that now.
Happens sometimes.
But
there are shit people in the world.
Sometimes you witness your heroes do some cocaine in the bathroom, and that's exactly what happened with. Not exactly what happened with Logan Paul, but essentially what happened. But that aside, though, no matter how many times people try to tell you there's 2, that Tony Ferguson tries to tell you that, oh, I'm going into another prime. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have one prime only, and you have only this amount of time between the ages of 29 and 32 that you're able to get as many fights as you can and build your legacy. Tom Aspinall's missed out on 2 of those. 2 of those detrimental years, which is pretty significant. For an active fighter like Aspinall too. And it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't even his fault. Like, the reason why he didn't fight was because John Jones was being a little bitch. That's what it was.
He does that.
No matter how many times these John Jones glazers try to tell you that, oh, Aspinall was the one that should have just kept defending the interim champion because he was. I'm like, I want you to listen to your sentence again and tell me, keep defending the interim championship. The interim championship is meant to be your one-way ticket to the undisputed championship. Yes, the undisputed champion is meant to be the champ when the champ is away. And that's exactly what Tom Aspinall did when he beat Sergey Pavlovich. That was what was supposed to happen. But guess what? You're supposed to get a shot once the person's healthy and available. Guess what? John Jones is healthy. John Jones is available. Who'd we fight? Stipe Miocic. Why'd we fight Stipe? I don't fucking know. To put GOAT versus GOAT on a fucking poster? That's why. Because arguably, not even arguably, I would say Stipe Miocic is the greatest heavyweight of all time. Just by the numbers. I would say, if people are like, but what about Daniel Cormier? I'm like, Daniel Cormier's only fights at heavyweight were with Stipe Miocic, and he lost 2 of the 3. So, DC was a light heavyweight. He was a light heavyweight that won the heavyweight belt. And he was champ for a bit, But then, as soon as he went to go and defend his heavyweight belt again, Stipe got him. So Stipe, I would say objectively, not even objectively, is the better heavyweight. Now, DC, the light heavyweight GOAT, that's a different conversation. Because the only problem that you're going to have with making that argument is John Jones. So, it's like, yes, you can very much say that DC was the best light heavyweight. Because he is the most accomplished light heavyweight. Technically, he beat all the right guys at all the right times. But here's the thing. John Jones only lost his belt because of himself. So people are always going to make the argument. I even make the argument that even though John Jones, and you know me with John Jones, I don't like the guy. If you watch the last episode, I can admit that John Jones is the best light heavyweight to ever do it. 100%. Because that first initial title run was generational. I will always, despite me not liking John Jones, I'm always going to defend his first light heavyweight title reign. Because that's when he was doing everything right. That's when he was the guy that was super talented. That was when he was the guy that was head and shoulders above everybody. He was the guy that fought the right people at the right time. They were just happened to be significantly less skilled than him. But the reason why they were significantly less skilled than him was because John Jones was generational at the time. Still is, I would say. I'll give him flowers where they're due. I will still say he was a generational talent. But only because of that first initial title reign. So because of that first initial title reign, I can't say DC is the greatest light heavyweight of all time. But that goes into our GOAT episode, which is going to be like 2 hours, probably. 3. 4. That might be a 2-parter.
That's going to be 4. But going to be divisions, then of all time of sports, and defense on the sentence of why we gave him that. It's... yeah.
That'd probably be a 2-parter. For our GOAT series, we probably have to do one for divisional GOATs and one for GOATs. It'd have to be a 2-parter, technically. 2-parter, but not a 2-parter,
Let us know how many GOATs we should include.
Because I think really that's all we need. But maybe I'm missing one that you guys don't want.
It's like, we can get the divisions done easily. Oh, but GOATs, easy. You're not going to say that there's only one best to do it that ever did it. Because...
that's a hotly debated topic. It's still being debated to this day, and it's going to forever be debated. It's going to forever be debated.
And they all had different things involved, like different rules,
different levels of competition,
different
skill levels,
different reach.
Mm-hmm. It's just that's a very convoluted and complicated episode that we're going to have to do at some point.
Like, can y'all imagine if in '97 UFC went to Saudi?
That would be insane.
Like, can you imagine if that was to have happened?
That'd be wild.
I couldn't.
We might just have to make a whole ass GOAT series. Like, it wouldn't even just be like, because you can split the GOAT like category, like subject into multiple different things. Not only
Exactly.
can you do it like with all greatest of all time, like greatest of all time, greatest of all time. You can do greatest divisions, obviously greatest in each division. You can do greatest at one skill set.
Division's the easiest.
You know,
Division's the easiest.
Divisions is the easiest. That's probably the first one that comes. I'm gonna make a fucking goat series. That's what we're gonna do. That's not gonna be like a couple episodes. We're gonna be like talking different things. Because you can say the greatest of each era of the UFC. The UFC's been divided into eras like the WWE. You can say the greatest of this era, the greatest of that one. You know, you can also say the greatest of this division. Who was the greatest in this discipline? Who is the greatest in this division? You know, that's a whole lot. That's gonna be a long
Well,
series.
that is way more than just 2 hours. That's
Yeah, this one's almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that being said, I think we've strayed far beyond our point by now. But main event.
Going off from John Jones to why Aspinall had to wait to go. So I think that's all
There's a tangent.
contained.
That's a contained tangent. Yes, it's
related.
still a
It is
tangent though.
related.
It's a related tangent though. But Tom Aspinall, and still probably by whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, Aspinall
Most
ain't losing it.
most likely submission, I would say. I don't think he's gonna want to strike with him for too long. But then again, I didn't think Tom Aspinall would want to strike with Sergey Pavlovich for too long, and he knocked him out. So I mean,
Then again, we could be looking at this all wrong too. Like it could be like Actually, what has Usman been doing? It could be just like Leon with Usman.
yeah,
He could get one clean hit,
and that was that.
and then
Isn't that
and
crazy?
new.
How Kamaru Usman's legacy is probably forever going to be tarnished by that. Isn't that nuts?
No, because people can just call that a lucky shot, a fluke.
Not true.
It's
Well, then he proved that it wasn't a fluke though. After he beat him
yeah,
again
but
decisively. But regardless of Tom Aspinall and still UFC 321 going down this weekend. 10 a.m. start time on the East Coast for the prelims. 2 p.m. start time on the East Coast for the main card.
That's 10 hours and 15 minutes away, guys.
Yeah, so I hope you guys. I hope you guys get to this. To be honest, but who knows? But anyway, we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.